Peace and blessings, family. Sister Ajali. I am here to share a horror breaking right now. There has been a 7.6 quake 209 kilometers southwest of Georgetown, Cayman Islands. I'm really hoping that means it's in the water because I see they do have tsunami risk flag up there, so hopefully that's off the coast. That would be so damn good. Because 7.6, that's crazy. That's like almost an 8. That's liquefaction, where the ground starts to operate physically more like water than it does like the terra firma underneath your feet. I'm just gonna, I don't want to have to edit anything together because I get up crack of dawn, before the crack of dawn, so I could do everything that I do. Let's see, I just want to go on over to DuckDuckGo. I didn't know I was going to be coming up here doing anything. I'm going to edit this all together. I thought about going live, but I can't show anything while I'm doing that. And so let me just put that in there. See what they're saying. Let's see. This might be so breaking that they're not giving any information about it yet. Okay, that's 2024. That's not what's happening right now. So let's see what they say. That's the earthquake app event page in general. Let's see, tsunami warning. I don't know if that is it. Translate. Freaking firewalls can't stand that. Will it go? No, it won't. Near Jamaica. Let's see. Will this do that? Okay. Magnitude 7.6 earthquake shakes the Caribbean, for which the tsunami warning was triggered. The American Institute has specified that the epicenter has been identified at 33-kilometer depth. That's it lowers the chance of it being absolutely extremely obliterating, to 200 kilometers southwest of Georgetown. So that looks like that is offshore. That's a beautiful thing. I pray that it is. I just want to put the alert out there because I'm always looking at that map and noticing the patterns. And I said to Dr. Shi just a couple days ago that it's been a little too quiet, and that means those forces, those van der Waal forces that are being emitted by the 3 molten cores from the Fukushima power plants, nuclear power plants, that they're getting more volatile. The pressure is increasing, and ultimately it's going to be released. You can't have a pressure cooker and you ain't got something venting sometime and that sucker ain't going to explode. And so Kevin Blanche has described these isotopes as their suns. Each one of these little atoms is just emitting massive amounts of energy. Even though it's a different process, the sun is a fissioning process that actually creates molecules and different, hydrogen. Whereas with fission, the fissioning process, it tears matter apart. But at the same time, the energy that is being released is not conducive to our material realm and our organic beings at this point in time. I highly recommend, even though I don't talk about them that much for, I can't even say a personal reason, because in my conclusion, he doesn't even know that he has very racist concepts, Dana Durnford, but he never mentions any of his, various conclusions that we as a separate people don't have a right to protect ourselves as a separate people. But all of that said, I highly recommend his latest lives on his channel, and I don't recall exactly what he's been calling his channel, because he'll change it on a regular basis. And he hasn't uploaded recently because, or hasn't done live recently because he's ailing. And I hope he can get better. There aren't too many people out there going over the details of Fukushima, and he stays dedicated to that task, and he's highly informative in the data that he shares. And I'm having a hard time finding his channel, even though right now I know I'm not sharing my screen. I'm going to look for Dana Durnford, and usually that is sufficient to bring it up. Dana Durnford, there we go. Be interesting. Okay, he calls it the environmentalist Dana Durnford, so that's pretty easy to find, and all I typed in was Dana Durnford. But if you go to his lives, he just did one that is called Environmentalist Dana Durnford on mass die-off whales, birds, insects caused by, I would say, man-made radiation, by Fukushima extinction level event, ELE. And then the first one, because he did two of them, Environmentalist Dana Durnford on mass die-off of whales, birds, insects caused by Fukushima. So I pray everybody in the Cayman Islands is well, and that earthquake didn't cause any significant damage, that you're all very well. And I really have no suggestions on what to do about the earthquakes, except that staying quiet about the damage from man-made radiation is not even close to a solution. Maybe if the world is aware, then there's something that could be used to mitigate with HARP. Now, I know there's people who will say things like, oh, it's directed energy weapons or it's HARP. And no, that's not at all the case. I would challenge anybody who posits such an idea. Have you studied the, factors, the science of radiation in any depth or level? Most of these persons, they're just second saying what they've heard on their favorite YouTube channels, rather than doing any in-depth investigation. And on top of that, rather than being a historical researcher to the entire outcome from the Fukushima explosions, and doing that tireless research so that you know the details on a really just massively extensive level. And so, no, it's not that, because it's so just parceled out. There's been a series of quakes, like dozens happening in Greece on a island. I don't know if it's Solange or whatever, something with an S, but the residents were so frightened. They were running out of their homes in terror of things just falling on them. It was really quite seismic in the movement, and it was at a shallow depth, which is what made it so seismic. And so there are so many different regions, like the whole West Coast. I mean, it went silent right now, except for any quakes that are happening at a 2.5 level and lower. But recently they've been having 4.5s and some 5-point earthquakes, and the geologists have said there's a new volcano rising up underneath the Pacific Ocean, and they're predicting that it's going to, implode or erupt in sometime soon. These are, outcomes that just some HARP energy ray beam coming from NASA or wherever, it's not going all the way down to the depths of the Pacific Ocean to cause an entire volcano to rise. It's not the cause for Iceland's volcano eruptions, where it just is nonstop. It doesn't end. This is the disassembly of the structure of our planet. And so if by sharing this warning, we can get these depraved, despicable. I highly recommend reading the few comments they allow on my channel. There are people, Brother Yappa Yappa, I love you, brother, said that he doesn't even bother anymore because they won't allow his comments to be posted. And I know that because I'll go to other channels and I say, like Brother Mad Black. He's one of the few channels that I stay subscribed to. And other than Brother Yappa Yappa, but he doesn't share anymore. He's just been writing books. And yeah, they don't let me post my comments unless I leave something thoroughly general, which is really difficult for someone like me, okay? And so I highly recommend reading the comments of others, and I entreat you to keep my platform as strong and reverberating as possible because we need that. We need that. Leave your own comments if you can. Share the videos. Hit like, because somehow or another people think that that assists in the algorithms, and it probably does, even though they have an overall censorship. But someone had talked about my channel on a larger platform, and I welcome, like, I don't know, maybe about 50 people came in and subscribed. That was very encouraging to see that activity happening. And so the other thing is to donate if you can. There were two wonderful brothers who just donated through my Cash App, $ Radical Sister, Radical capitalized, Sister capitalized, then lowercase the rest of the two words through. Or you could go to 25000yearcycle.org and purchase our tabulated, calculated, formulated to remedy your ailments. And we guide you so that they're not ailments anymore. They're just a distant memory. I can't even remember all the little issues I used to have before I started following Dr. Shee's guidance. And I also do my own research because I'm about that healing. I do that running because I'm about staying strong. And I also learned that when it comes to getting the radiation out of your body, that sweat is an amazing chelator. And people who will say, no, but nothing's coming out with your sweat. You stand around somebody who's a meat eater and they're sweating versus someone who doesn't eat meat and they're sweating, you're going to notice a difference, okay? But the overall conclusion is going to be, yeah, that sweat gets that stuff out, okay? So yeah, that's about the sum of it. And I pray that everybody is all right. I won't find out till tomorrow morning. Love you. Straight Black Pride. And we're going to be okay. Peace and blessings.